We're at they call it the Devil's Racetrack. It's also Devil's Den State Park. So we're at the Den, and now we're at the Den's racetrack, I guess. There's an inlet here where two rivers meet. We're on one side of it. And one side of it's right behind me. I'll get you a closer look here in a minute. The beautiful, beautiful spot. Right back there, yeah. Right there. And we're hanging out on this rock line, and behind me this way is where it would meet. Water gets a little thinner right back down there. This place is really cool. Again, just 20-minute drive from our mudra. Both of us came out this morning, Sunday. One of the first times in forever that Diana had the morning off, so the Sunday off. So after yoga class. It's just 20 minutes from our mudra for to come and camp out and picnic spots right up here. That's what we're hanging out at. We didn't even have to rent it. We just came out and hang out. But if we wanted to camp, we could reserve it and spend the night. We're heading out to, we're supposed to go to a cave that I've never been to. And boy, I'm really great in caves. You can ask her. I suck so bad in caves. I hate them. So before we go to the cave, we're going to go over here and check out this other creek, which is just awesome. So what do you know? We hit the other creek on the other side of Devil's Racetrack. And Diana said, this is awesome. So she's out doing some macro stuff, and we know what that means. That means more awesomeness, more meditation videos, more trance, more beautiful nature art, and only the way that Diana can do. And she found a spot down here by the creek. Anytime we can find shallow running water and bright sunlight, and then oftentimes in sections of shadows too, depending on what's going on, when it's like that, then we've got potential for stuff like that. And so she's digging into that right now. We're still at a Devil's Den. We had our yoga this morning at the mudra, and we're taking just a quick half day out to connect with Mama deeply in a way that both of us have agreed to try to do so even more than we already do. It is becoming that critical in our lives. Putting it in the calendar and then throwing them into the calendar at a moment's notice like we did today. So important. Every chance we get. And those chances are slim, and we need to grab them. And every time we do, so worth it. So worth it. Many of you are feeling the shifts. They are uncomfortable in many ways because it's shifting our mind and our perception, and it's shifting the consensus reality. We've been speaking about that subject a lot, haven't we? Well, that is the subject of the day because it is the Aquarian energy that is opening wide now. And if we consider the position of Pluto, and there it is again, right at 0 degrees in however many minutes, which is just about nothing. It only means now that it is no longer affecting the Capricornian energy in the same way. Pluto must break apart and destroy before it can rebirth and rebuild, as I have said over and over again. And therefore, we must seriously consider that what is going on in the consensus reality at this time is about to be broken apart. In other words, what we're looking at is probably not even anywhere close to what's true, what's real. All of that must be ripped apart, turned inside out, so that it can be reborn. And we must understand that this process is going to take 20 years. And that's if we succeed, if we get some things right. So things ought to seem weird right now in our perception. They ought to. Pluto's trying to rip them apart and show us where we've been led astray, and slowly relace the shoes in such a way where we can walk with our own feet again. This is a big, big deal. Imagine The universe saying, okay, I'm giving you 20 years to take your lives back and take your sovereignty back and take your freedom back and take governance of your life back. The human race, take back governance of your lives. Because right now, you're not really in charge of your life. The human family is not really in charge of itself. There are other forces involved. And over the next 20 years, we have an opportunity to take a look at that and say, you know what? We'd rather go back to the way things were and run our own lives before these infiltrators came in and started to tinker with things, if you will. There's a couple cents of mine for you on the table on that subject. There you go. If I may be so bold and honest about it. Yeah.